I was talking to a client the other day, and she was telling me about how every time she dates a guy, after like a month or two, they all get turned off, right? And she was feeling really bad because she didn't understand why this was happening. What was the cause? What was she doing wrong? Because she was a very pretty girl, blonde, tall, like just like very beautiful girl. Like she sent me a photo, and I was like, God damn, all right. And she was confused why guys treated her that way. And she told me that every time she meets a guy, she sort of expects that to happen because of her history. Okay, and because of that, every time she dates someone, she gets super nervous, or at around the first two, at around 1 or 2 months, because that's when guys leave her, and she says they usually do, right? And this is something that used to happen to me too, right? Like where I would meet someone, and they would meet me and they'll think I was great, but then after like a few weeks of knowing me, they got turned off. And I remember I used to internalize that. I used to say to myself, why is it that this is happening? Well, there are a few things. Two, one, I met them online, right? When you meet people online, they're always going to treat you uglier than you really are. Okay, that's just the first thing. And two, I was way too freaking warm. I was way too nice. I was way too available. I gave the psycho look. I talked too much. I talked too fast. I gave too much energy too soon. Okay, and so as I was talking to her, I recalled a situation many years ago where I was going out with this girl. That was when I was in Amsterdam, and this girl was honestly like a really really sophisticated girl. She was a lawyer. I mean, her life was pretty set. And when I met her, she immediately started fawning me. Like she just started telling me how great I am. She would like just cook me dinner. Nothing wrong, but she did way too much too soon for me in the beginning. And I remember the sense of claustrophobia because she was even when she would come to visit me, she had to be next to me all the fucking time. And she was a girl that was like her life was like so on point, but then with this, she just seemed like a little girl who couldn't leave her dad alone. Okay, like, and I remember the sensation that I had. I swear to God, the sensation that I had of her. It felt like she was brittle. Like imagine like someone that you could just go like that and you break their bones, right? It felt like if I said no to her, her day would be ruined, and that was like a burden on me. And I remember the sensation that I felt was like damn girl, you're weak, man. I thought you were strong, right? And it gave her like a childlike aura where you sort of feel like you could get away with a lot of things and she's gonna forgive you. Like that's the sensation that she gave me because she was just so open, quickly open emotionally with the time that it made me say, look, if she's given this so willingly and so quickly, I'm not talking about poom poom. If she's giving me all of that, like, what's behind all of this? Like, is she like really that like needy? Like, that's the thought that came to my mind. And mind you, that's just me, right? But this is to a certain degree happens to a lot of people. And you know what she did that changed my perception of her? You know what she did? And I don't think she was even aware of it. We were supposed to go to the museum, right? And we were supposed to go to the Van Gogh Museum. And immediately she was like, hey, I don't think I could go, right? And at that time I was in Amsterdam. I didn't have a lot of friends. I didn't know too many people. So when she did that, the sense of comfort that I had, the sense of like she's not gonna leave, I remember feeling like a fear inside, like an anxiety. I was like, uh-oh, I know where this is going, right? And then we met the next day, and she was like, hey, can we have a talk? And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, okay, so she canceled on me. And now she wants to have a talk. And she was like, look, Alexis, I like where this is going, but we might be going a little bit too fast. I'm like, bitch, you're the one that's going too fast. But I just listened, right? She was like, like this might be going a little too fast. And truly it's because of me, can we slow this down a little bit? And I'm like, I did not expect that. And like my expectation of her was that she wanted to go freaking Speedy Gonzalez on this relationship. And when she said that, I was like, and I swear to God, I am not even kidding with you. It was like all of a sudden in my mind, it looked like she gained muscles. I swear to God, all of a sudden, the helpless person that I saw, dependent, all of a sudden seemed stronger. Like the sense of her pushing me and slowing things down created an impression of somebody who is stable, of somebody who is not needy, of somebody who just because it was more like a sensation that I felt. It felt like she just felt stronger, right? And it felt like I could be with her and I don't need to give her all of my attention, right? That she could just chill and she's not gonna complain because I'm not giving her all the attention, right? And what you guys don't understand is that whenever you are devoid of coldness, devoid of boundaries, devoid of any sense of like of wanting to like slow it down, if you don't have that, the impression you're gonna give unwittingly is just weakness. And it's a burden on people. And this is why. It's one thing for me to know if I fire you, you're gonna be okay with it. It's another thing if I'm gonna fire it's another thing is that if I'm gonna fire you, you're gonna cry, complain, and it's gonna be a big mess. That's the burden that's the burden that people who are super needy, super warm, without any coldness gives to people. And so some people, they just look down on it, man. I don't know what else, what better way to put it. They just look down on that. And so, and the key to do this, you don't have to be cold people. Just like I said, we were supposed to go to the museum. We've been dating for 4 weeks. Everything was consistent. And just the subtle pull back made me realize that I liked her. Like just a subtle pull back because I did not expect such a rush of emotion. Like, you know, that the pit of your stomach that you feel, I did not expect that to happen. It was, I swear to God, immediately when she did that, my mind saw her as like, I missed her more. I wanted to see her more. And the reason why is this, those feelings that I felt at that moment were actually being accumulated. But because she validated me so much, those negative feelings of anxiety of losing you get suppressed through validation. Whenever you don't validate me, all of a sudden, whatever feelings I've had that were bubbling up inside of me come to the surface. And then I realize, you know, if I feel like this, that means I like you. So that's what I mean. Too much warmth validates people to the point where they suppress the feeling of appreciation and the sense of I don't want to lose you. But whenever you stop validating them, you stop giving them that numbing drug that numbs them from those negative feelings, and all of a sudden, whatever negative emotion or low self-esteem they feel, they'll start to feel it, and in contrast, they'll start to see how valuable you are. Right? So remember, the cold is meant to balance out your warmth. Like you guys have to understand, there's a balance here. And some of you motherfuckers are a bunch of Teletubbies that everything is nice and colorful. When you don't realize when you're that freaking warm like a Teletubby, you look creepy as hell. You know what I'm saying? So remember, if people get turned off when they get to know you, it's not because you have a bad personality. It's just that you're giving them too much. It's like too much sugar or too much salt. Salt, sugar are not inherently bad, but too much of anything ruins the taste palette, right? So that's what I'm trying to tell you, man. You have to balance it with warmth, right? Sometimes it isn't because you have a bad character, but because you're just too damn soft. You're too soft. It's not the material. It's just that you're too soft, right? So that's what I want you guys to do. Like, if you're too consistent, people are just not going to suffer for you. People need to suffer. Like, that's just how that is, right? And you don't have, like I said, you don't have to be manipulative. All you have to do is be honest with your life. For example, with that girl, where I was seeing her every day, we were seeing each other like 3 times a week. A part of me was like, girl, give me some fucking space, right? But I have a personality that I'm kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of don't like to make people feel bad, right? But there were many times when I could have done what I told you about, and that pushing her away would have created this reaction. But me pushing her away wasn't really manipulative. It was just the fact that I needed space. Bitch, I need to breathe, motherfucker. I gotta breathe, right? So these things will happen naturally. You don't have to like calculate it, put it on a calendar, and get a reminder. No. One day you're gonna want some space. One day you're gonna want to be in your room and want some distance between you and them. And that's gonna offend them. That's gonna make them say, "Oh, did I do something wrong?" You didn't do something wrong, but your mind naturally gravitates towards taking the blame. Is that a fucking lizard? Okay, that's not a lizard. About to burn this whole house down. Anyways, that's what people think when you start acting cold. They literally start to. Honestly, another thing is that they question what they thought about you. They literally you literally force yourself to reconsider how you see them. And that's the impression that she gave me, right? When I'm like, okay, I like this. She's not as a ditsy bitsy Powerpuff Girl Teletubby walking up the hill type of energy. You know what I'm saying? And that made me so. I remember the sensation was just a comforting sensation. I was like, all right, I'm not with a creepy psycho girl, right? People now look, take this with a grain of salt, right? Because I could be an extreme case, but I do believe this happens to a lesser degree. And if you really observe your life, just observe it in your own life, man. Like, you really do start to gain respect when people start to go against what you have expected from them. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to work with me one-on-one, go to mindfulattraction.org, and I'll see you guys later. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys ever want to learn how to use your feminine energy to influence people, learn how to use your masculine energy to become more assertive, and also learn how to blend both energies to improve your dating life, your spiritual life, honestly, your relationship life, your family life, your career life, this is the course for you. If I had to make a course for my nieces, I have two nieces, one is 19 and one is 15. 16. Holy shit. Oh my God, he's a bad fucking uncle. He's a bad uncle. Get him. Shut up, Melissa. You should get this course, right? And this is the course that I will make for them. So, for example, watch the curriculum, right? In the first week, we're going to be showing you how to establish a strong masculine foundation without letting it hurt your feminine energy. This masculine foundation is a source of who you are, right? It's your bodyguard. Without this, whatever feminine energy you create will be destroyed by the outside, because your masculine is your shield. So we'll talk about goal setting. We'll talk about how to develop a serious attitude. We're gonna be talking about how to use more logic, how to use more goal-oriented behavior. It's more how to be a man, you know. Now the next one is how to embrace the feminine energy, right? This one will teach you about how to minimize excessive masculine traits, developing self-awareness, healing abundant feminine energy, regulating your emotion, mastering voice qualities and facial expressions, surrendering control, and allowing pain to be felt. This is honestly, this will supercharge, like Kaioken, your masculine energy. After that, we have femininity in the workplace and how to be feminine in the workplace without letting people take advantage of you, and the nuances of how women on power should behave versus women who are subordinates in the workplace, and even the dress code. This is based on psychology, people. It's kind of insane. I'm actually excited about this one. The next week, we talk about navigating the labyrinth of male and female friendship. And this, a lot of women find confusing, so we talk about that. And how to identify envious friends, how to identify the good friends, how to keep male friends, and how to keep female friends. Week 5, we talk about how to release the burden of the past and stop and destroy mental projections. This is actually really powerful. And then week 6, we talk about how to increase your observational power so that you could read people better. And we have a bunch of bonuses. The course starts at $99, and you guys can pre-order the course today at $69 before it goes out. If you're watching this, most likely I'm in the meditation retreat, so I will be praying for all of you guys. And just click on the description down below of the video. Right there, you'll see it, and you could pre-order that course. It's gonna be out by the end of next month or the beginning of February of March. One of the two, people, because I have a 10-day retreat to do, and I want to finish the course after the retreat, because I think the ideas are gonna be so much better. All right, man. I'll see you guys later. Pre-order, man. I'm closing the channel.